So the basic concepts of marginal costing are that we are going to study are the meaning. First of all, what is the basic concept of marginal costing, then the meaning of marginal cost, marginal costing, fixed cost and variable cost. Might be all of you have studied this in the second year. Contribution, this is a new term. Profit volume ratio, break even point, as well as margin of safety. So these are the contents which we are going to study in this chapter. Now let us understand this one by one. So my dear friends, let's start with the introduction first. What is the marginal costing is? Many of you might be in the question that what is the marginal costing? As we all know, there are the methods of costing. Which are the methods of costing? That is job costing, batch costing. And what is the job costing? When we manufacture a particular job assignment, that is called as a job costing. For example, a car. A car is manufactured by taking it as a single unit. So it is called as a job costing. It is custom based costing. And what is the batch costing? Batch costing is nothing but when we produce goods in some lot or in some sizes, then it is called as batch costing. For example, ball pens, balls, which are manufactured in a lot, say 1000, 2000, etc. Then there are some another methods of costing as well, like process costing, which is basically used by the processing industries like sugar, oil refining, where the processes are there. Then there are service costing or operating costing, which is followed by service industries like hotels, hospitals, then tourism, travels and tourism, etc. Then there is one other method that is called as a contract costing. Now where it is used by the contractors. Now what is the difference between all these methods of costing and marginal costing? See the students, marginal costing is not a method of costing. Remember this, marginal costing is not a method of costing, rather it is ideally called as a technique of costing. Now why it is called as a technique of costing? Because it does not provide you the method for calculating the cost, but it provides you the ideology for cost calculation. You can see from the slide what the point 1 says, marginal costing is not a method of costing, but it is a technique of costing. The marginal costing has its basis on some technique where you can use it as a management tool, as a management decision tool. We will understand this afterwards. What the second point says, it is also known as variable costing or direct costing. So my friends, marginal costing is basically related with the variable cost and not the fixed cost. Why this is so? Because as you know, fixed cost is a period cost. Period cost, that means the cost which is accumulated or which can be incurred by the firm in a long run. That means the fixed cost is a fixed, whatever may be the circumstances, the organization has to incur that cost. That's why it is called as a fixed cost. And what is the variable cost? Variable cost is nothing but when we manufacture some extra unit of product, that extra cost, for example, let us understand a finished goods of a mobile. When we produce one single unit of mobile and again we produce the second unit of mobile, let's see, if to produce a single unit of mobile we require 10 kgs of raw material. Now what will happen if we produce second unit of mobile? The 10 kg of material will be the 20 kg of material. So this is the difference between two quantities and between the two cost. That difference is called as a variable cost, which is direct cost, and the marginal costing is based on that variable cost element. Then third point says this costing is used as a tool for decision making by the management. Now, as the management concern only variable cost which should get charged to the product, and on which basis the decision regarding the product continuation or the product stoppage, as well as product mix to make or buy in your organization or to buy it from other external sources, has to be done by the management. And as per this method, marginal costing helps the management to take such decisions. Marginal cost, that is direct cost, is directly associated with the volume of output. If your volume of output is more, your marginal cost will be more because it is based on variable cost. Then it consider only those costs that vary directly with volume. So as we all know, which cost varies directly with the volume, that is your direct material, direct labor, variable factory overheads and direct expenses. And this ignores the fixed cost element. That means marginal costing techniques is very much useful when your fixed cost should get ignored. Then it focuses the effect of cost on varying level of outputs. If suppose अगर आपने कोई अलग मैन्युफैक्चर किया है कोई प्रोडक्ट, तो उसके ऊपर आपको कितना एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज पड़ा है regarding the first unit, it will calculate or it will focus on that effect only. It necessitates classification of cost into fixed and variable cost, which is very important. Firstly, you have to classify the fixed and variable cost, then only you can consider the variable cost in that. And fixed cost considered as a period cost. As I already said, fixed cost is a period cost because in the long run or in the short run it cannot get changed. Now let us understand the another things one by one. Now we first have to understand the meaning of marginal cost. What the definition says: the amount at any volume of output by which aggregate costs are changed if the volume of output is increased or decreased by 1 unit. Now again let us understand the definition. The amount at any volume of output, for example, I have produced 1000 output by which aggregate costs are changed. This 1000 cost will change if the volume of output is increased or decreased by 1 unit. If I have produced one more unit of output, that is 1001 unit, my cost will get changed, variable cost, and that is the marginal cost. And if I produce 1 unit lesser, that is 999, then also my cost will get decreased. Therefore, marginal cost connotes the cost which arises from the production of additional increment of output. How much extra cost you have to bear for producing one extra unit of output, that cost is called as a marginal cost. Okay. Now come to the next, that is marginal costing. Marginal costing is the ascertainment of marginal cost and of the effect on profit of changes in volume of output by differentiating between fixed and variable cost. So it is nothing but the application of marginal cost or calculating the marginal cost, that is called as marginal costing. But for that purpose you have to divide your cost into fixed and variable cost. So in this technique only variable costs are charged to operation, leaving all to be the return of all fixed cost to be written off against the profit in the period in which they arise. So after considering the two definitions of marginal cost and marginal costing, it is clear to everyone that the marginal cost is a cost which is variable and which we are going to charge to the product. Now let us understand first of all, as we have to define fixed cost and variable cost and we have to segregate this cost. So first of all we should understand what is meant by fixed cost. So fixed cost are the cost remains fixed in total and do not increase or decrease with the volume of production, but fixed cost per unit increases when the volume of production decreases, and it decreases when the volume of production increases. To elaborate this phrase or paragraph, I have taken the example. Let us complete this first. Thus, fixed costs are constant in total amount but fluctuate per unit as production changes. Now, can you give me the examples of fixed cost which are same even though your production is less or more? So, I have given some examples which are that rent, rates, taxes, insurance, salaries, depreciation. Whether or not you produce anything, you have to pay the rent, you have to pay the taxes, you have to pay the insurance, salaries, depreciation, and that's why it is called as a fixed cost. Now let us understand with the example. If there is an output of 5,000 units and parallelly there is an output of 10,000 units. Now if I am producing at 40% capacity, my output is 5,000 units, and if I produce at 80% capacity, my output will be 10,000 units. But my fixed cost for 40% capacity is same, like rent of the premises is 10,000. Whether I produce 5,000 or 10,000 units, the rent which I have to pay to the landlord is same. That is, in both the cases it is 10,000 and rupees 10,000. So if you calculate the fixed cost per unit, how it will be calculated? So rupees 10,000 upon units, that is 5,000 units. So it will come as rupees 2 per unit. And if in case of 10,000 units, it will come as 1 per unit. So you can understand from the scenario that fixed cost in total remains fixed, but when we calculate it as a per unit, it gets changes. And that is our first sentence. This cost remains fixed in total and do not increase or decrease with the volume of production. But the fixed cost per unit increases when the production decreases. So when the production get decreased from 10,000 to 5,000, our fixed cost is increased. It is rupees 2 per unit. And when our production increases, the fixed cost per unit will decreases. Have you understood this? So this is what about the fixed cost. Now let us understand about the variable cost. Now what is about the variable cost? It is exactly opposite to the fixed cost. That means what? These costs are variable in total amount and increases or decreases with the volume of production, but the per unit variable cost remains fixed. Thus, variable costs are variable in total amount but remains fixed per unit even though the production changes. For example, which are the variable cost? Direct material. If we produce one more unit, you will require one more cost. Direct labor, direct expenses, repairs and maintenance, etc. Again, let us understand with the same example. If our output is 5,000 units at 40% capacity and our output is 10,000 units at 80% capacity, the the variable cost is 10,000 for 40% capacity, and as we increase the production, our variable cost is also get increases, so it comes as rupees 20,000. So when calculating the variable cost per unit, we will use the same formula, that is total variable cost upon total number of units. So for the case number 1, our total variable cost is rupees 10,000 upon 5,000 units. So it will come 2 per unit, rupees 2 per unit. And when we calculate for output of 10,000 units, it will rupees 20,000 upon 10,000 units. So it will be again rupees 2 per unit. So from the example, you can say that variable cost per unit remains the same, but in total it gets a change. Now after understanding this fixed and variable cost, why we have calculated this cost? Because we have to consider the formulas called as marginal costing formulas. For that purpose, we need to segregate this cost. Now after that, let us understand the next. Now this is very important concept in any marginal costing. This is called as contribution. It might be new term to you, but the meaning is very simple. What they have said, it represents the difference between sales and variable cost of sales and is known as gross margin or contribution margin. Means when we deduct the variable cost from the sales rather than deducting total cost. Total cost will include fixed plus variable cost. So we ignore the fixed cost and we consider only the variable cost, and if we deduct the variable cost from the sales, we will get the contribution. Contribution, that means it is also represent a sort of fund or pool of resources out of which all fixed cost irrespective of their nature are to be met. यानी कि अगर आपके पास में सेल्स है और अगर आपके पास वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है, अगर आप सेल्स और वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इनका डिफरेंस निकालोगे तो आपके हाथ में जितना भी कुछ रिसोर्सेस रहेगा आफ्टर सेल्स, तो दैट रिसोर्सेस इतना होने चाहिए कि जिससे आप अपनी फिक्स कॉस्ट और अदर एक्सपेंसेस मीट कर सकते हो. अगर आपके पास में वो एक्सेस में है तो इट डिनोट्स दैट यू आर इन अ प्रॉफिट पोजीशन. अगर आपके पास वो जो रिसोर्सेस है उसको हम कंट्रीब्यूशन बोलते हैं, अगर वो कम है, इफ यू कंपेयर इट विद द फिक्स कॉस्ट, अगर वो कम है दैट मीन्स व्हाट, द कंपनी माइट बी incurring लॉस इन नियर फ्यूचर. That is the main basic ideology behind this contribution therapy. Now it's very simple. With the formula you can understand it deeper. What they have said, how we calculate the sales. Sales is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost plus profit or minus loss. Now when we deduct the variable cost from the sales, what formula we will get? Sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit or minus loss. As I said, sales minus variable cost is what? Contribution. So contribution is equal to then fixed cost plus profit or minus loss. If we have to calculate the total contribution, the formula will be again same, total sales and total variable cost. If we have to calculate contribution per unit, the formula will be selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Then there are again some formulas can be used for calculating contribution, that is sales into PV ratio. We will discuss the PV ratio in afterwards. Or contribution is equal to fixed cost upon break even units. Now which formula is used by the students? All the formulas can be used. Whichever the figures or amounts has been given in the example, that formula or the suitable formula we have to use. Probably the formula of sales minus variable cost or fixed cost plus profit or minus loss, it get used. Now let us understand with this with an example. So this is the example. Let us understand it. A product sells at rupees 50 has a variable cost of rupees 30. So selling price is rupees 50 and variable cost is rupees 30. And during period ended 30th June 2015, 2000 units were sold. Fixed cost for that period amounted to rupees 25,000. The contribution will be. So for calculating the contribution, what we will require? Selling price, variable cost and fixed cost. So we have all these three elements. So let's try to calculate it. We will calculate in total as well as we will calculate in per unit, also. So selling price is per unit 50 and for total it will be 50 into 2000, that is rupees 1 lakh. We will deduct the variable cost from the sales. So variable cost per unit is rupees 30 and variable cost in total, that is rupees 30 into 2000 units, it will be rupees 60,000. So the contribution we get, that is rupees 20 per unit and rupees 40,000 for total. Now this is what the contribution we have got. It is rupees 20. If again we deduct the fixed cost from the contribution, we will get profit. So in the case of per unit, we don't have the per unit fixed cost, but in total we have the fixed cost, that is 25,000 rupees, 25,000, and the profit we get, that is 15,000. So what we have understood from this table? From the table we can conclude that contribution can be calculated in two ways, that is sales minus variable cost. So 1 lakh minus 60,000 is rupees 40,000, or as I said earlier, there can be two methods, fixed cost plus profit. So fixed cost is rupees 25,000, and if we added 15,000 to it, we will get the same contribution, that is rupees 40,000. So I hope you understand the contribution. Okay, let's move forward to the next point. So here it is, the profit volume ratio. Now what this ratio express? It expresses the relationship between sales and contribution. That means आपके पास में कितने sales है और आपके पास में कितना contribution है. अगर आपका sales और आपकी contribution ज़्यादा है, that means if your variable cost is less and your sales are high, if the sales are high, variable cost is less, that means your contribution will also be high. So it will denote the firm's profitability. When there is a high PV ratio, it will denote the profitability of the concern, and if there is a low PV ratio, it will denote the loss or some problematic situation of the concern. It also indicates the proportion of sales value available to recover the fixed cost and earning of profits. PV ratio also measures the rate of change of profit due to change in volume of sales. अगर आपके पास अलग अलग वॉल्यूम ऑफ आउटपुट है तो उनके साथ में होने वाला चेंज और उसका इफेक्ट प्रॉफिट पे होने वाला चेंज क्या है, इसका भी आपको रेशियो दिखलाता है. सो लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड विद द फॉर्मूला. प्रॉफिट वॉल्यूम रेशियो इज इक्वल टू contribution upon sales into 100, as it comes in the percentage, so we will multiply this by 100. So आपके सेल्स के हिसाब से आपके पास में कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन है, दिस रेशियो विल डिनोट्स दैट. और पीवी रेशियो इज इक्वल टू चेंज इन प्रॉफिट अपॉन चेंज इन सेल्स इनटू 100. सो मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया है कि आप अपने सेल्स और प्रॉफिट उसमें कितना डिफरेंस है वो भी आप चेक कर सकते हैं. और पीवी रेशियो इज इक्वल टू चेंज इन कंट्रीब्यूशन अपॉन चेंज इन सेल्स इनटू 100. It can be said that a high PV ratio indicates that with the increase in sales above the break-even point, profit will increase at a higher rate, assuming that there is no increase in any fixed cost. And low PV ratio it shows that you have very low profit or low sustainability. Let us understand this again with an example. So this is the example. Compute PV ratio of the following. There are sales of rupees 1,50,000, profit of rupees 15,000, variable cost at 80% of the sales turnover, and we have to calculate the PV ratio. What is the formula for calculating PV ratio? Contribution upon sales into 100. Does we have contribution with us? No, we will have to calculate it. So what is the formula? First of all, we will calculate the variable cost, which is 80% of sales. Hence, sales is rupees 1,50,000 and variable cost is 80% of sales. So it comes rupees 1,20,000. And for calculating the contribution, we will deduct the variable cost from the sales. So rupees 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000 is equal to rupees 30,000. So we have got the contribution. We have the sales amount. So let us calculate the PV ratio. So PV ratio is equal to contribution, that is rupees 30,000, which we have calculated right now, upon sales, that is rupees 1,50,000, which is given in the example, into 100, because we have to calculate it in percentage. So your profit volume ratio is 20%. Okay, this calculation can be asked in the examination. After the profit volume ratio, another concept which is also important, let us understand that. So break-even point. What is the break-even point? Break-even point is the level of activity at which sales revenue is equal to the total cost, both fixed and variable cost. Means it shows your equilibrium position of the organization. This is the point where your sales and your total cost are same. So there will be no profit, no loss situation. Hence, let us understand the second point. BEP is that volume of sales or production where there is no profit, no loss. यानी कि आपका एक प्रोडक्ट का रेंज होगा जहाँ पे आपको, अगर आपने वो प्रोडक्ट का रेंज अटेन किया है तो आपको वहाँ पे प्रॉफिट भी नहीं होगा और लॉस भी नहीं सस्टेन करना पड़ेगा. सो टोटल सेल्स एंड टोटल कॉस्ट इज वन एंड द सेम एंड कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन इक्वल्स टू फिक्स कॉस्ट. यानी कि आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन, आपके हाथ में जो रिसोर्सेज होने वाले हैं आफ्टर डिडक्टिंग द वेरिएबल कॉस्ट फ्रॉम द सेल्स, इट विल बी इक्वल टू द फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. यानी कि आपको लॉस भी नहीं सफर करना पड़ रहा है क्योंकि आपकी फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट ज्यादा नहीं है, और आपको प्रॉफिट भी नहीं हो रहा है क्योंकि आपकी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट भी, कंट्रीब्यूशन भी ज्यादा नहीं है. सो बीईपी में बी एक्सप्रेस इन नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स और सेल्स इन रुपीज और इन परसेंटेज कैपेसिटी ऑपरेशन. So let us understand the formula. BEP units is equal to fixed cost upon contribution per unit, or BEP rupees is equal to BEP in units into selling price per unit, or we can again calculate in rupees fixed cost upon profit volume ratio. To better understand this, let's come to the example. So this is the example. Compute the break-even point from the information given below. There is a fixed cost of rupees 3,600, variable cost of rupees 15,000, sales of rupees 21,000. So we will calculate the BEP in rupees. What is the formula? Fixed cost upon PV ratio. So what we have to calculate? The PV ratio first, right? So we require to calculate the PV ratio first, but for calculating PV ratio, we need the contribution upon sales into 100. So first of all, we will have to calculate the contribution. So how we will calculate contribution? Sales minus variable cost. Good. So sales minus variable cost will be the contribution upon sales into 100. How much is the sales? Rupees 21,000. Variable cost is rupees 15,000. So rupees 6,000 is our contribution. If we put the contribution into PV ratio, we will get the PV ratio percentage. So rupees 6,000 upon rupees 21,000 into 100. So we got the PV ratio as 28.57%. So we have the PV ratio, we have the fixed cost. So we can calculate our BP, that is rupees 3,600 upon 28.57%. So our BEP in rupees will be rupees 12,600. Have you understood this? Okay. This is the break-even chart. As I said, break-even chart or break-even point is that point where there is no profit, no loss situation. From the chart, we can see that there is one variable cost line. There is a fixed cost line as well. In a green shade, we can see that is a fixed cost line which is same for all the number of units produced, and variable cost is in a red line which indicates that the variable cost is increasing as per the production gets increases. Now there is a sales line as well. So sales line begins from the sales at a zero level. So when we increase the sales line will get increases as per the unit get sold, and there is a total cost line as well. So when we manufacture certain goods of product, our fixed plus variable cost will contribute as a total cost. So total cost, if you can see, the total cost line intersect the sales line at a certain level, and if we calculate that point is known as break-even point. If the production above the break-even point will give you the profit for the firm, and the production below the break-even point will incur the loss by the firm. The break-even point will be rupees 4 is 4. That means when you produce 4 units, the break-even point will there. That means equilibrium will be there. That means there will be no profit or no loss situation. When you will produce more than that break-even point, the firm will start incurring profit. And if the production is less than the break-even point, the firm will start incurring losses. So this is what about the break-even chart. Now let us understand another concept, or which is the last concept of marginal costing, that is margin of safety, MOS. Now what is the margin of safety? It is nothing but the difference between the actual sales the organization has incurred minus the BEP sales. If the margin of safety is higher, that means your actual sales are higher than your BEP sales, the firm is in a profit position. That means BEP sales suggests that you should have at least this much of sales, like for example 1000 rupees sales. But if your actual sales is rupees 2000, the firm will get in profit position. So let us understand. First point says it is the difference between the total sales and the sales at a break-even point. It is the amount by which the current volume of sales exceeds the break-even volume, either in units or rupees. A high margin of safety indicates soundness of the business because you are getting much more than you expect or at a break-even. And low margin of safety indicates high cost and low profit. From the formula we can understood this. So margin of safety in units is equal to actual sales in units minus break-even sales in units. And another formula is there, margin of safety is equal to profit at the selected activity upon contribution per unit. If you have to calculate margin of safety in rupees, it will be profit upon sales minus variable cost upon sales. And if you have to calculate it as a percentage, it will be actual sales minus break-even sales upon actual sales into 100. The most commonly used formula is actual sales minus BEP sales. So let us understand this with the example again. Come to the example. So this is the example of calculating margin of safety. For example, there is a sales of rupees 1,50,000, variable cost is rupees 1,20,000 and fixed cost is rupees 15,000. How will you calculate margin of safety? Is equal to actual sales minus BEP sales. But for this purpose, we will have to calculate the BEP sales first. So BEP sales in rupees is equal to, we have already studied this formula, that is fixed cost upon PV ratio. In this example, we have the fixed cost, that is rupees 15,000, but we need to calculate the PV ratio. So the PV ratio is equal to contribution upon sales into 100. So again, for calculating contribution, we will require sales minus variable cost, and both these elements we have with us. So sales is rupees 1,50,000 and variable cost is rupees 1,20,000. So contribution is 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000, rupees 30,000. So rupees 30,000 upon sales into 100. So contribution, we will get the contribution, and from that contribution we can calculate the PV ratio, that is 20%. Now this will use in our formula for calculating the BEP sales is equal to rupees 15,000 fixed cost upon PV ratio, which is 20%, as we have right now calculated it. So the BP sales is equal to rupees 75,000. Now we can insert these figures into our actual formula, that is MOS is equal to rupees 1,50,000, which is our actual sales, which is given in the example, minus calculated BP sales, that is rupees 75,000. So your margin of safety is rupees 75,000. That means your actual sales are more or enough than your BP sales. So the firm is in a sound position or in a profit position. Thank you.